Good morning, folks. All right, got a sweet TTS update and some more Blitz spice. All right, let's take a look real quick. We'll load up a map. I'll show you the new features. This is masking for 6x3 maps. What is that? We'll take a look. We'll go here to maps. We'll do a load map. We're used to that. That's normal, right? So here's our table. Let's pop open the grid. Well, this is great, but let's say we want to play Blitz. What are we going to do? We're going to scribble in some lines and keep the grid on. Use the line tool and try to make some straight lines. Like, that's all kind of lousy. If you go over here where you normally clear map, I've got you three options here. For masks, to mask out the middle of the table, the left-hand side of the table as you're looking at it from blue side, which is how the camera defaults, so it should make sense. The left side or the right side, and then you can have a 3x3 map right here. So, for example, we'll hit mid, and there you go. Darkens the sides. I don't know why TTS is running slow, but it is. You're gonna crash in the middle of my video, TTS. Come on, man. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Now you're gonna have to figure out with your opponent like how you want to treat, you know, stuff hanging off the edges. If you want to run around the end of the map, can I run around this thing? Not get slowed down, or do I have to get slowed down if I go over? You'll have to figure that out with your opponent. But there you go. Pretty cool. We can hit this, turn it off. Let's say we want to do the left side of the board. There you go, left side. You can hit any of these and they'll toggle. It doesn't matter which one you click. So, lots more mileage out of 3x3s. Now, the deployment zones will really only work on the middle. I haven't done anything to make that work. It kind of assumes the normal 3x3 board setup for Blitz and Skirmish. I may make this smarter once I get around to doing radio buttons up here. That we actually track the mask state and then move the matrix around. It's going to be a little bit of a pain, but it won't be the worst. All right, so let's take a look here. There's something that came up the other day. So, danger close. That's not danger close. What happened here? Okay, well, it works by name, so it doesn't matter what the picture says. Oh, the picture's right. The preview's wrong. TTS. Who even runs this mod? All right. I'll keep this kind of short, but it's too spice. It's too spice. I can't not talk about it. So Halstrom and I were talking about that they're Invader finals. Very exciting. Congrats to Hendo and Dashes. Great runs. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. I forgot my own stupid solution. Okay, Blitz. There we go. And we were talking about VAPs and different deployments. There we go. And we got talking about danger close in Blitz. And if you remember, VAPs have to be beyond one of deployment and beyond two of each other, right? So their bubbles cannot touch effectively. Danger close in Blitz is so tight with the deployments. Blue player basically gets to decide if they want to have one VAP or not, one VAP or two. Let me show you. Right? So if we can go down here and do this kind of thing. See how snug we can get this. I don't think we can get three though. Right? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. All you people who've been wanting a odd number of VAPs or a middle VAP, here you go. Clone another one. Right, you can't squeeze one in here. They overlap. And you can't squeeze one over here because they overlap this way. Right, if I try to do the same thing like into this little nook, then this one doesn't fit. So it's just two. It's max of two, which means if you're blue, you just put one like in here and you've zoned it out completely. As long as you're near the middle of these four quadrants, this red now has no VAP. It's a one VAP game. I'm freaking out. It's so good. That is the spiciest VAP of them all. This one doesn't. This one gets Diet Coke. The other ones collect water out of the air. This one gets Diet Coke. It's that good. I don't actually think Diet Coke's the best one. I don't drink that. You probably shouldn't either. I'll drink a regular Coke though. That's delicious. So there you go. Blitz. It remains the wildest of them all. You will be shooting turn one every time. Yeah, I think I mean, now you've got middles of more tables. So this really the goal of the masking. I know I got on this goofy tangent about Danger Close, but I'm so excited about it. The goal of the masking is to give us just more tables that are ready to go for Blitz. So you can use the middles if you want to use the sides. You're gonna have to do a little bit of brain thinking to do your deployment zones. Not hard. Do it in IRL. Maybe you've played there before. I don't know. So you've got that at some point. Maybe I'll figure out moving these around. That would be handy. I swear the autosave is just so stupid slow right now. Yeah. And for those of you catching up on Blitz, Blitz is 3x3 standard play. I know I've suggested this before, or talked about it before in other videos, but you know, I look at Legion. It's a very good game, and miniatures games require this massive investment by both players to sort of mutually agree to build the game together, right? The terrain you supply, you've got to bring it yourself. It's not in the box. You've got to paint your minis. You don't have to, but if you do, right? Like you're part of painting the minis is one, it's fun, and then two, it makes the whole experience richer for everybody. And so it drives me insane, right? As a person who makes games professionally for 15 plus years and who's been playing war games for, ever, it makes me insane when everybody puts that kind of work in and the rules are just bad, where all that effort can be wasted and the goal of trying to have fun is just completely toast, right? There's this terrible risk of the fun just being gone for the next 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours if it's a real casual game. Oh, we live in a fallen world. I know. Okay, so there you go. And so Blitz to me is trying to mitigate that for Legion. I want to mitigate that bad case scenario for Legion where it's too easy to screw up deployment in turn 0 because the board is too big. It's just that. The same reason I paint minis, other than I like it because I'm a little art goblin. is so that it's fun, right? It's more fun for your opponent. It's always fun to see painted stuff. You want the whole thing to be fun. You want the whole thing to be fun the whole time. You don't want this thing where Vaps end up in a bad spot and then the game's you're in this great big hole. It's not good. We don't want non-interactive objectives. How do they get non-interactive? There's too much room, right? So it's just if we just compress everything, uh, we keep all the goodness, all the interesting decision making, a bunch of unit design issues change, mostly get better. Um, it's not just like a silver bullet where everything is exactly better. I'm not going to pretend that. Um, I do think it's a silver bullet where almost everything is better, and then I think the meta shifts for units, which is fine. Every rules update shifts the meta. That's not really a thing. That's not a reason not to do it. Um, you want to make as many things better with every incremental change as possible. And so this to me is the next logical incremental change. And you don't have to have as much terrain, and you don't have to have as much space. So there's all these like meta reasons to do it. So there's gameplay reasons to do it. There's meta reasons to do it. And we're running out of like logistical reasons on the TTS side because we've got a lot of maps this way. There are 3x3 maps out there. The skirmish maps haven't had tons of testing, or like I wouldn't recommend most of the featured ones in here. Maybe someday I'll replace those with some other ones. But you do have, now all the 6x3s can get recycled, at least the centers of the boards, which is usually pretty good spot because it's left room for the intercept points. In most cases, this one's a little dicey. Is that my fault or is that Droid's fault? I can't remember. I can't remember who laid this out. It's certainly my terrain piece, but I can't remember if Droids did this layout or if I did. I think Droids did. He's better at it than I am anyway. And so yeah, all the great maps built by our intrepid map makers, Droids, Imp, Jedward, all the old folks whose names I can't remember because Luke was wrong. You are in fact really gone. I'm just messing with you, but you are dead to me. Anyway, lots of maps now. Lots of maps for Blitz. So if you haven't, check it out. If you haven't watched the video about physical cards, if you just want to do this in real life because you're not a super nerd, those are available as well. So you can get those and play. Yeah. Questions or concerns or thoughts, leave them in the comments. I don't know if I'll read them, but you can hit me up on the Discord too. That'll work. You can hit me up on the Legion Discord. There you go. Masking. Now in TTS everywhere. Beta and stable. Enjoy.